Hey Math 1 students, this is the key concepts and cool down from the cool down called Reasoning About Representations. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what dot plots are, what histograms are, and I've got another slide that shows us what box plots are so that we know what we're talking about here. First of all, let's take a look at the dot plot. So if we take a look at this, this says battery life in hours, and then we see a bunch of dots here. Each of those dots represents, I think it was a cell phone. Yeah, pretty sure. But it represents, each dot represents a cell phone that had a certain amount of battery life that it lasted. So if we take a look at this, we have two phones that lasted 6.5 hours. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that lasted 5.5 hours. So each dot is an individual phone. It's an individual data point. Now, where the histogram comes from is instead of looking at individual data points, what they do is they take data points and they put them into what we call buckets. Each of these is like a bucket of data, meaning it's not individual data points, it's sort of a summary. So if you look at this first bar right here on our histogram is here at 2. What this represents is battery life in hours that is 2 or up to 3. It doesn't include 3. So if you look at all the phones that had battery life of 2 or up to 3, you've got 2 of them. And if you look at 3 to 4 here, that represents all of the phones that had cell phone battery life of 3 hours up to, but not including, 4 hours. And if we take a look at our dot plot, we can see we got 2 and then 4 more, and that gives us our total of 6. So each of these bars is collecting dots, data points, into a single bar, a single bucket of data. Now, the box plot down at the bottom, this one's kind of weird. So I'm actually going to hop over here real quick. Our box plot shows us a lot of information. Now, I'm just going to briefly go through what all these things mean. Min, that is the smallest data point. Max, that's the largest data point. Median is the middle data point. So if you were to write out all of the numbers that represent battery life in order, and you find the exact middle number on that list, that's what your median is. And then the lower quartile is actually the median of the bottom half of your data, and the upper quartile, Q3, that's the middle number of your upper half of data. So it divides your data into quarters. We'll talk a lot more about box plots. It's not super important that you need to know all the details. All you really need to do is answer the question, what information can be most easily seen in the dot plot? What information can be seen most easily in the histogram? What information can be most easily seen in the box plot? I hope this explanation helps. If you have any questions, let me know.